briefly as well. Okay, so the very last step in chapter 3 is preparing something called a trial balance. And again, we went ahead and posted all those numbers into the ledger accounts. And we have these balances in the ledger accounts that are sitting on either the debit side of the account or the credit side of the account. So like I was telling you, how do we know that we did it right? Well, if we did it right, all the debit side balances would equal the credit side balances. And that's basically what a trial balance shows us. Okay. Here is the Sierra Corporation trial balance for October. Now, these accounts are the exact same accounts that you saw in the ledger: cash, supplies, prepaid equipment, insurance, notes payable, accounts payable, unearned service revenue, common stock dividends, service revenue, and the expenses. These are the exact same order you would find them in. Let me go back. In the general ledger itself for Sierra Corporation: cash, supplies, prepaid insurance, equipment, notes payable, accounts payable, unearned service revenue, common stock dividends, revenue, expense. This is the exact same order. You would simply just list the accounts in the order you saw them in the ledger. You know that the accounts that you listed are either going to have balances on the debit side or on the credit side. Accounts like cash, supplies, prepaid insurance, and equipment have debit balances, so you would put them in the debit column. Your liability accounts, as well as common stock, have credit balances, so you'd put those in the credit column. Dividends have a debit balance, goes in the debit column. Revenue has a credit balance, goes in the credit column. And all your expenses have balances on the debit side. Adding up all your debits and adding up all your credits, they should equal. And that's what a trial balance does. That's it. That's all it does. It's just making sure that the balances in our ledger are equal. The debit side and credit side are equal. And that's pretty much it. Okay. So you're also going to be getting some homework on that as well. That should be relatively straightforward. Okay. There may be times, however, that the book does not put it in the proper order. And so it's your job to put them in the proper order. Assets are listed in the way they would be on the classified balance sheet. Liabilities are listed next in the way they would be on the classified balance sheet. Common stock, retained earnings and dividends, your revenue account, and all your expense accounts. It's always that way in the ledger. All right, so that's basically the game today. That's the game plan. We're kind of wrapping these things up. We will have a homework, including I'm going to also give you a review problem of the whole process. So I would go ahead, do your posting, learning objective 4 stuff. Do the trial balance. Make sure your debit and credit balance is equal. And then do the review homework. The review homework is everything in chapter 3 wrapped into one. Transactions, analysis, journal entries, then the posting, and then the trial balance. Okay. This is something you can never forget. It's going to repeat in the next chapter as well. So this is something that's very, very important that you're going to be carrying forward, okay, with you. So please put a little extra effort into studying this and putting some time in. I'm not saying cancel all your plans for the weekend, but maybe some. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording again.